that Pensando likes to play. His Juno and now goalie are gonna have so much pressure on this Clarion map, and honestly even Tycho. So I'm really excited to see these first two maps because I think it's gonna be a goalie show for Pensando.
That's facts. And then to wrap it all up, we have At-Lab for Game 3, so that'll be definitely exciting to watch out for.
Yeah,
here we are.
Perfect form Zenban, that's very standard. Ali or Bells has a great Zentaro, so it makes a lot of sense that they're banning it. And the BOIS banning Juno, Pensando's one trick, and obviously he's going with the now. So
yeah, he's been really comfortable on that now all season. On a perfect form start, a great lock-in here. Then the Amy Juliet with the Atlas backline going to be super solid. And then you see the Zach Smack Ricard coming out here. Oh, we have a little bit of a name off situation here, at least on my end, but hopefully it's not a bug as we get into kickoff.
Yeah, name off is off for me as well. And it's interesting to note they all went perfect form. So Siege Machine will be an available Awakening. Obviously very good on Now and Atlas and even Amy. So.
Oh wow. Oh, the Iron Spear claims its first victim.
Yeah, you don't really see brawlers dying that fast on set 1 while nobody even has their ultimates. So.
Yeah, you see here Zach Smack getting almost full staggered already. Gets the Now mine for some healing. Carmine back in the race though. Vaughn already has his flip. Looking to use that maybe to get the second barrier. Zach Smack walking low to get that first barrier on the other side. So we're even on barriers now. Bell's kind of working in the corner with Vaughn. See this nice little synergy here between these two. Well defended though by Pensando.
Yeah, Ali's trying his best to layer his strikes in the corner to get past the Drakkar shotgun in the Now, but she just has so many hitboxes. Oh, offensive attempt from Carmine, getting it past shapeshifting. Wow, that was really well played by Carmine. So using the hook to take the clear away from him.
Yeah, beautiful death touch there by Carmine. Just kind of hits it at shape, hooks it back, gets that strike away, and then easy to put that in. Vaughn, aggressive kickoff here with the Amy turret. Yeah, they're just pushing for this corner offense now, but they rotate away as Modern collapses in that corner. Bells goes for the dash punch, won't connect onto the barrier, but it'll get Zach Smack low, who has to go for a mine and then an orb. Now low on staggering, Bells finishes the KO with his flip. Great combo.
Yeah, with these Amy comps, getting it in the corner is so powerful. You're just able to get so much damage off on the enemy team. So S.A.D.B.O.I is doing a really good job of getting it into the corner, as we see here, and getting tons of damage and KOs off. Flip coming out from Vaughn. Blocked by Pensando, really well played. Wow, great defense from the side of Modern Magic. Pensando's low, he's running. Carmine's cooking him up.
Carmine loses possession. Now it's back to Bells. Going back to Zach Smack. Carmine burns his flip. Oh man, Vaughn trying to get this out. Clear it with shapeshifting, holding it down the back line. Puts it up to Carmine. Expanse, clears it away. Bells wins the midfield strike war. Now Vaughn, Bells have possession.
This is a really important scoring attempt. If they get it through, it might be going in.
Right, Vaughn gets it up with the turret. Bells tries to collapse. Pensando, no elusive, very low on stagger, finishes the KO simultaneously. Vaughn wins the 1v2. Zach Smack and Carmine can't hold him in the midfield, and it goes right past them in the goal.
Vaughn somehow wins a 1v2 while Bells kills Pensando. Don't know what happened there, but wow.
Cinema.
Yep. S.A.D.B.O.I is again looking to get it up into this corner and dump as much damage as possible. If Modern wants to win, they really need to try to deny this as much as possible.
Yeah, swing it out of that corner, right? Use that Now hit stun, use that Drakkar hit stun. Swing it out to Carmine, let him isolate those 1v1s onto the Atlas. That's the game plan here, seemingly for Modern Magic. But 3 flips on the side of S.A.D.B.O.I. It's not a great game state for Modern Magic. All really healthy on stagger as well. Vaughn with the first flip to kind of win midfield. Not going to do a lot, but does some damage onto Carmine. Stacking damage here is Bells as well. Carmine does have elusive, not going to use it yet. Zach Smack with the flip. Shapeshifting burns flip, and Zach Smack secures the barrier. Vaughn dashes onto Carmine, shapeshifting, dropping the res. Bells in the corner, secures it with the punch. Flips, gets the KO, but no goal. Saved by Pensando, giving his team one last chance to core control and keep it up. But no, the turret, Bells strike war combined gets it in there. Really well played from S.A.D.B.O.I at that point.
Yeah, I don't really understand how Pensando keeps dying to Bells, but it's really working out for them. And shout out to Zax back on that point. While the entire enemy team was focusing his brawler, he brought it up himself and made an excellent scoring attempt on the barrier. So shout out to Zax Mac. Carmine goes down to the Juliet Classic.
Yep, ult into dash punch there from Bells. That's the tried and true combo. No elusive, can't do anything about it. This Juliet really looking like a power pick on Tycho Temple.
Yeah, again, they're just trying to get it in this corner, but Drakkar is one of the best characters in the game at stopping this game plan from S.A.D.B.O.I.S, as Strike Shotgun is a hard interaction to win against.
Yep, definitely hard to beat. Ricard taking a lot of damage now and gets ulted, but the now, I believe it was a mine or an ult there, heals him mid-ult, so he actually won't be staggered anymore and get knocked off. Now they have it in the corner of S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but it doesn't matter because Juliet's so good at denying that, just kind of like Drakkar is, except she doesn't deal with the core, she deals with the midfielder standing in the corner. Just an easy dash punch for Bells there, who uses his strike punch for the first barrier. Pensando now having to defend. We've seen this before, but no, great collapse from Vaughn onto the barrier there. Now shape-shifting, trying to clear it out, but another KO!
Vaughn!
Bells!
Wow, I mean, it's set 1 and Bells already has 20 rare Bells KOs. This is crazy.
He's on a 6 KO streak here. Carmine, though, trying to weave it in, trying to get it past shape-shifting, won't be able to do it. Bells not connecting with that Julie ultimate there. Tries to dash punch, won't get it in. Vaughn with the flip, stop, pops the turret, and there it is.
Turret flip in the corner, glitch pop. Wow, that was looking savable on the side of Modern Magic. And honestly, really, really well executed first set from S.A.D.B.O.I.S. All of them doing their job. Shapeshifting, holding that barrier. Ali getting those KOs. Really well played.
Yeah, you're going to need to see some scaling come out from this Modern Magic comp. Potentially the now. You know, the Rasmus, Drakkar. Drakkar kind of one of those characters that you expect to be a bit stronger early just because of the utility, but he can scale up pretty well as you see the draft coming in here. Monumentalist for now definitely will help, but Bells picking up the stagger swagger means that it's going to be really hard for them to stack damage on him. He's going to have such a nice health advantage. Twin drive for the Atlas as well, really, really crucial. I mean, every awakening, this patch matters so much. You have heavy impact on the Amy as well. Can't understate really any awakening choice here.
Yeah, both brawlers picking up speed and size, which is honestly really the name of the game on Brawler at this meta. Just pick up the speed, pick up the size, and try to shove the ball into the net. So both brawlers are doing that. And another important thing to note is the now getting Monu is so important for the score control style that Modern likes to play. It's going to help them deny S.A.D.B.O.I.S options on defense as well as keeping the ball up on offense.
Yeah, and you already see it there. Modern Magic able to get both barriers from S.A.D.B.O.I.S, pushing up now. Death Touch connects on shapeshifting, but he has the expanse to block the core away. Carmine really a big threat now with this size. Zaxmac is trying to get the core to him. It's just a couple strikes. Bells trying to weave it up in the midfield. Vaughn blinks up top to get it there. Barely. The dash punch is not KO there. I think Zaxmac hit the drum. Here, Bells has him in the corner with the ult. Finds the first barrier now. S.A.D.B.O.I.S finding their footing in this point, but it is back to their half. They have to defend here. Carmine just likes this corner, Rio.
Yeah, I mean, Carmine is going for a similar game plan to S.A.D.B.O.I.S as he's trying to jam it into the corner and get through all of Atlas's abilities one by one. Great offensive possession by S.A.D.B.O.I.S, flipping with the turret in the corner. Can they get it in?
No, they can't get it in just yet. Bells, though, with the punch, goes for the dribbles. Doesn't have any more energy. Tries to get the ult. Doesn't miss the... Oh, missed the core, but sacks back. Kind of lets the core drift to Bells there, who just puts it in between Zaxmac and Pensando.
Wow, that point was looking really dominant for Modern. They had possession most of the point, but just out of nowhere, S.A.D.B.O.I.S just blitzed them with a ton of pressure. Really well played.
Yeah, S.A.D.B.O.I.S just kind of able to keep possession here, it feels like. A lot better than Modern Magic is. Kind of executing their game plan. We've been talking about it. Just in the corner, able to swing it, and just keep those possession between their forwards. And then shapeshifting here on the Atlas kind of has an easier job than Pensando, right? Just is able to really lock down an area and give Vaughn time to come back and help out against the Rasmus, who is kind of the only offensive threat right now that Modern has.
Yeah, I would say Modern's comp is definitely a lot harder to execute because it relies on the Rasmus solo scoring on the Atlas, even 1v2 scoring, having to cut through the midfielder and the goalie, and as well as Pensando having a much more difficult to execute goalie as compared to shapeshifting. As the KO comes out...
Yeah, nice blink there from Vaughn to find that KO onto a staggered Zaxmac. Bells now has flipped. They're trying to get into the corner, but Pensando has his primary setup there. Bells, though, looking for the... Oh my goodness, great flip from Carmine. Flips it into the barrier, but now Carmine is low. They're looking to punish this no elusive target. Vaughn also, though, with no elusive, so kind of an even stagger state here. Zaxmac trying to punish Bells, too. He does have that stagger swagger, though, so just able to pick up an orb and kind of regen his HP really quickly. That's going to be a huge factor. And there it is. Oh my goodness, Bells connects with the dash punch, but the drum. You see that happen a lot on this map. It just saves him from what on any other map would have been a KO.
Yeah, I think the key for Modern's victory this game is going to be to somehow find a way to survive. S.A.D.B.O.I.S is doing an excellent job maintaining the pressure, but they're just going to have to find a way to survive. Otherwise, it will not be a good time for them.
Yeah, and Pensando losing that second barrier there. That's kind of what happens on overtime. And Tycho, but there it is. Zack Smack with the lock and load, shapeshifting, not in time with the expanse, and it goes in. That might be the first point that Modern Magic has scored, if not the second. But that's the first one this set, anyways. And great job there from Zack Smack to get that core in the corner.
Yeah, Zack Smack utilizing that Xeno Cloak to get the Sheen proc extra core speed on his lock and load there. Really well played.
Yep, well played here, but he's going to get KO'd from Vaughn. Seeing him in that corner, S.A.D.B.O.I.S just able to capitalize right now on this corner offense from Modern Magic. Finding these knockback KOs. Most of them aren't due to stagger. Obviously with the now, and there's another one.
I'm going to need these guys to turn onto the cast and listen and stop dying.
He's going to need them to stop dying to these knockback KOs. Amy Juliet, two of the best characters in the game for dash punches. And there you see it, Vaughn just excellently played again. Really been working on that Amy a lot this season, and you see it here, leading his team in levels. Great goal there from Vaughn. But yeah, I mean, this corner offense is just absolutely being shut down by these dash punches. And, you know, there's another one who would have killed if it weren't for the drum. Modern Magic really on their back foot right now.
Yeah, Modern Magic is locking the healing character now and dying to knockback. Really not what you want to see from them.
No, not what you want to see at all, but give credit to Pensando. He is holding pretty well, especially now that he's kind of stopped standing on that goalie line. He's able to hold it down pretty well, but Bells just gets the barrier 1v2, and then Vaughn finds the KO onto Carmine. So low on stagger. S.A.D.B.O.I.S just committing so hard for damage. Shapeshifting, walking up the Iron Spear with the flip, claims another KO. Pensando, though, great hold. Little 1v3 here from Pensando. Carmine's back, occupying that top space. He clears it up to Carmine. Let's see what he does. Oh, he owned goals. And then Vaughn also KOs Pensando. Man, it's just rough for Modern Magic right now.
Yeah, wow. They are really having to go through the trenches to make these saves. As we said time and time again, the corner is deadly, and they did so much damage to all three of them.
Yeah, we'll have to see what adjustments they make in this set. It felt like they had a burst at the start of last set, right? After, maybe they got some different awakenings. But here we have a timeless Amy. That's going to be really great just for more corner pressure. The Rapfire now should help a little bit. We'll see Atlas maybe pick up...
Frikar picks up the specialized training 1-2 punch combo. I'm ready to see some kills coming out from Zack Smack.
Yeah, Zack Smack looking to do heavy damage. Maybe burn through that stagger swagger, from Bells, who does pick up another speed and stagger awakening in peak performance. Shapeshifting with the catalyst. This Atlas build is looking mighty weak.
Oh yeah,
there's Zack Smack
getting his revenge.
Yep, punishing that positioning from Vaughn with the Molten Bolt there. That spec training Molten Bolt. Gonna take it off the map there, but Shapeshifting, great clear with that strike primary. Pops the expanse a little early, not gonna connect with the core, but here's Bells looking for the dash punch, but Carmine is gonna get a barrier of his own. So now, like we saw in the last set, Modern Magic start off with a lot of momentum, and there you go. Carmine puts it in off the lock and load from Zack Smack.
Yeah, really great offense from Modern. That's their win con, is Carmine 1v2ing against Shapeshifting and Vaughn, which he managed to do that point. If he can keep doing that and they can stop dying, they can definitely turn this game around.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we see Carmine versus Bells on the kickoff. Letting that now speed, that's really, really useful, but this timeless turret, they just can't go through it. You have Atlas and Amy in the corner. When Amy pops that turret, it's kind of a no-go zone, right? You think of S.A.D.B.O.I as the character that kind of protects a certain area, but Amy just makes you take a bunch of damage while core controlling here. But Bells looking for the knockback KO. Maybe trying to sync something up with Vaughn, but not going through there. Carmine still pretty low on stagger, does get the now heal. Shapeshifting, denying the barrier with the flip. Vaughn pops the turret again. Defense and core control in that line. So good on this map. Tycho flips for damage here. Carmine looking low, seems to be the target of S.A.D.B.O.I s, while Bells converges on the barrier. Pensando going to clear it away from the ult there from Julie. Carmine looking low, does elusive properly there. Not going to get KO'd yet. Hooks, but no, Bells gets a raw knockback KO, which means that Carmine's also going to die due to the tempo swing. Here we see Pensando trying to hold once again. Just can't hold on the barrier. Will the open net? And no, it's just a timeless Amy turret. Man, oh man, that is just so tough to deal with.
I just want to point out, Vaughn has the awakening combination of perfect form, heavy impact, and timeless creator. Every single time he pushes his ultimate button, he's getting so much cooldown refunded on the ultimate and all of his basic abilities as well. This is going to be really, really hard for Modern to get through on this map.
Yeah, you have a massive difference in core control builds here, right? You have Vaughn with all that CDR, along with that timeless, and then Drakkar just with the perfect form and a couple of damage awakenings, and you see him just keep repeatedly getting taken off by Bells. Just much more suited to that KO lifestyle with the dash punch in his kit. Carmine also looking low here as S.A.D.B.O.I.S take both barriers, shape-shifting, walking up, missing that expanse, trying to lend his team support control, so gonna have to take the walk of shame back to the box, but Vaughn blinks into flips, not gonna get the KO, but does find the stagger onto Carmine, but it's Bells! Dash, strike, punch through Pensando. He's gonna get that one in, just converting so well this game, it seems automatic.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that S.A.D.B.O.I.S comp is just stronger in the core control with that Amy turret and the Juliet abilities to break the barrier, and they also have way more KO pressure. It sort of feels like they have everything, THREEZY.
Yeah, and then just when, S.A.D.B.O.I.S get low, they have the stagger swagger, they have the Atlas ult. They lose both barriers here, Modern Magic, yet again. This is their last point. Again, if they want to have a fight in this game. But they lose both barriers. Carmine just trying to get some semblance of core control, but Zaxmag and Carmine shapeshifting, losing that last barrier. The Tycho bounces are pretty unpredictable, but it's Vaughn again with the dash. Oh no, and Pipsano's left the core behind. It's going to go in, and I believe Vaughn scored that. Oh no, it's going to be shapeshifting credited with the goal. Count one in for the Iron Spear there, and that's going to be a classy 3-0 from S.A.D.B.O.I.S on, well, it was their map pick, Tycho Temple.
Yeah, what an absolute massacre coming out from the side of S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Sorry, that's the only thing to call it. They got absolutely demolished, and late game, I will say there wasn't as much that they could do with the Awakenings that were drafted and the Strikers that were drafted, but what I would want to see next game from Modern Magic is to not die so many times to knockback, because it gave S.A.D.B.O.I.S just such a humongous lead in XP and sets, which just gave them better Awakenings, which led to their win.
Yeah, you had 1 KO from that Drakkar with that specialized Molten Bolt versus the 9 KOs from Bells, 3 from Shapeshifting, 5 from Vaughn with that heavy impact. Just a lot of damage coming out from S.A.D.B.O.I.S. You even see the Amy reaching 40k damage in 3 sets, 27k from the Juliet. That's a lot of damage. And no one from Modern Magic even broke 20k. So more core control, more damage. Those are 2 pretty big factors that are going to allow you to kind of win the game. And yeah, it's like you said, maybe next map, Modern will have a different game plan. That is their map pick. So we'll look to see some adjustments made from them. A bit more open than Tycho is, maybe able to do their core controlling a bit better on that map without kind of taking a lot of knockback. So we'll see really what happens here on this next map. Maybe looking to deny this Atlas from shapeshifting as well. But I mean, Bells on the Juliet, it's something that, whenever you see it, it's beautiful, right? It's Bells on the Juliet. He's going to have a great game. I think most Juliet players are super comfortable in NASL playing it. And then Vaughn looked great on the Amy. So S.A.D.B.O.I.S on a lot of comfort here, and it seemed like Modern were as well. It's just kind of a comp difference, right? If you're both on comfort, which comp is better when you're both comfortable? So it definitely favored S.A.D.B.O.I.S in that match.
Yeah, one thing to know when looking at stats is the sort of benchmark for a high damage character in a game is twice the minute of the game. So 2k damage per minute. So 30k would have been the benchmark of a very high damage game from Vaughn. So him getting 39 is actually really, really impressive and shows how much damage he's putting out.
Yeah, kind of that principle of damage, right, is when you can hit the core and someone else with those awakenings like Perfect Form and Heavy Impact, and just kind of doing that to a T, as well as finding those knockback KOs. So 189 redirects as well, topping the lobby. Amy looking really, really good on Tycho Temple. We'll have to see what S.A.D.B.O.I.S pick on Clarion. We do have a Super Surge Demolitionist start. So looks pretty decent. They're going to continue with this Juno ban, deny Pensando that pick, foreseeing that it could cause him some problems. So I wonder if Pensando will stick with it now. He seems to have just locked that in as a secondary all season, and I wouldn't really see a problem with that.
Yeah. I will say that Modern had a lot of life that game. There were some sparks where Carmine was going crazy and 1v2ing and getting the barrier and scoring. And that's what we're going to need to see this game. Modern style all season has been Carmine 1v2ing scoring. So if we don't see that this game, they're going to lose. And if we do see that, they're going to win.
Yeah, I think just being able to get Carmine the core, like you said at the beginning of last game, they're going to be able to live, to survive, because any team that has a lot of core control or a lot of damage, those two things kind of mesh together, right? And so it's hard when you're losing to kind of regain your footing. So starting off strong in that first set to kind of just establish your core control can do a lot in terms of taking less damage and kind of creating the momentum for the match.
Yeah, Modern banning out the Amy after that last game, I don't blame them. They got completely demolished by it, and BOIS sticking to that Atlas, and Modern sticking to the Now. So it looks like it's going to be a mirror match, or sorry, it's going to be a repeat of last game in the goalie matchup.
Yeah, going to be a repeat for the goalies. Makes sense. A lot of goalie picks are just what you're comfortable on. Outside of like damage comps, where you'll pick certain things to do a lot of damage, but these teams kind of just relying on their midfield forward pairs to do damage. So 2 healing goalies picked here. Once again, the Kai though, this is really interesting here from the side of Modern. I don't know what you think about now Kai as a kind of backline duo. I personally don't think it's the greatest. I think you have to use a lot of resources to get the core out from your side, and then you don't really have any to do a lot of core control or damage.
Yeah,
So
it could be the Kai brawler. I've seen Carmine play it before.
hey, you never know. You never know what'll happen in a modern Magic game. Maybe pulling something out of their hat here.
Yeah, and one thing to look at in this draft with BOIS early picking Atlas is they need to go for the double range. As we've learned this season, the double range into the Atlas makes it completely free. So them locking the Now Kai, maybe even one more ranged character, will really increase their.
I don't know if they're going to
victory.
have enough range here to deal with the Atlas. I don't know if they're going to have enough range. You see Kazan locked in. Kazan Kai, an ode maybe to Bang Bang last season, picking that forward duo a lot. But yeah, here we see Zentaro Rune forward pair locked in from the S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Super Surge Zentaro start. And oh man, that was going to be dashing. And then Vaughn on the Rune, he's looked really impressive this season. I believe he's only lost 1 game on it. That was like a set 5.5 game against Bozo Bunch. But even still, looked really, really great in the Rune. Oh, maybe he lost against
THREEZY,
you
he
last
lost
week.
to us.
Yeah, I was also going to say he's lost 2 games on it. But either way, he's looked great in both of those losses, and of course in his wins. So the Vaughn Rune, something to watch out for here for Modern. Trying to think of like a game plan here because I'm personally struggling to find one with this comp. But I think it's just a lot of core control, a lot of speed. Kind of getting that core up with the Kai, the Now. Kind of just able to blitz S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but something that stops that pretty effectively is Atlas Rune. You have those pillars, you have the Expanse, the res. If they somehow get lower, they're going to take a knockback KO. Just a lot of resources here for S.A.D.B.O.I S going to be able to hold this down. So definitely going to be hard to execute comp-wise here for Modern Magic.
Yeah, well, last game, I would say the main thing that caused Modern to lose was how many times they died to knockback. But with S.A.D.B.O.I S locking into Zentaro in the Rune, there really isn't going to be as much knockback threat this game. So maybe Modern will be able to use this extra leeway that they have to pull off a victory. So I'm excited to see what they do with that space that S.A.D.B.O.I S have given them.
Yeah, absolutely. Gonna have to do more core controlling outside of maybe some banish pillar combos from Vaughn. Gonna have to do some more core controlling here to win this.
THREEZY, do you have any idea how old the members of Modern are? Because that's going to be really important this game as we get into the Rune Banish shenanigans, on if they're able to elusive the Rune Banish or not. So if we have an age check on the members of Modern Magic, that would definitely be very helpful.
Yeah, I think they're all some fairly young guys. I think this season of NASL is looking pretty young. As we load in here to the test chamber, this could be it, right? The winner of this match, if it's S.A.D.B.O.I.S, that's it. They punched their ticket to playoffs. They've never missed playoffs. They've never been below 5th seed in NASL. So looking to capitalize on their 1-0 here in week 9.
Yeah, Vaughn is a very big fan of the Rune on this map, so we might have to see a Rune Masterclass this game. We'll see how it goes.
And there it is already, just the double barriers from S.A.D.B.O.I.S. The Rune pillars being hard to deal with already. Bells striking first as well here. Goes for the Oni's Blade, can't find it though. And Sando able to clear it away. Zaxmac now and Carmine in the corner. S.A.D.B.O.I.S though, 3-stacking that corner, trying to just get it out. Here the cross clear from shapeshifting to Bells in the corner. Goes for the slice and dice here to Vaughn, passing back and forth, trying to get it in this corner. Bells having flip. Vaughn really big, has the middle. Bells trying to put position for his flip here. Sando able to clear it away for now. Pops the flip to avoid that damage. Oh, but just misses the passive. Not able to strike instantly out of that dash. Good idea though from Bells there. And Sando here clearing it away. Zaxmac, nice strike for on the goal line. Bells going to hit it back up the Avant Shadow, but can't quite get it through. Now Carmine has possession. What can he do against shapeshifting here? See the expanse just doing all the work. Nice expanse there from shapeshifting. Okay, we have a great Atlas primary there as well. Sending it back to the S.A.D.B.O.I.S on offense. Giga Blast not going to be able to secure core control. It's the ult there from Bells. Forces the flip out from Pensando, who does clear it past the pillar. Great defense from Pensando. Definitely just playing super well this season.
Yeah, I mean, excellent defense from Pensando at this point. He's been on defense almost the entire point, but he finally loses a single interaction. And that's what they don't tell you about goalie. He plays good the entire point, puts a collar on Bells and Vaughn, but misses one interaction and it's in. Goalie diff.
Indeed. Just losing that strike ward, that final strike ward to Bells there. Going to secure the goal for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, their first goal of the match. 2 flips for S.A.D.B.O.I.S. Modern Magic almost have 2 flips of their own here. Carmine and Zaxmac just trying to work the score up, but so hard, right? This coverage. Oh my goodness! You see the Banish forcing out the flip. 2 flips burned from the midfielders, kind of going back and forth there. Bells trying to catch the core with that Zentaro, but not gonna be able to get it. Carmine getting healed by the now, back up and healthy. Both the healing support goalies here helping out their forwards with the damage coming out on both sides. You gotta be aware of that, especially with these Obscura wells that just make you do a lot of damage, especially if you're trying to core control in that corner.
Yeah, on the last map, Vaughn was able to use his Banish and Pillars to secure the middle every time, which is definitely a strength. But on this map, I would say Rune isn't as strong, as the corridors are not as tight as the last map, but still obviously a very good pick on Clarion overall.
Yep, Carmine using the hook, trying to get into that corner. We see an offense mounting the Giga Blast, going to find the KO onto Vaughn there. But Zaxmac and Carmine both looking a little low. Carmine can't walk into this area for fear of getting staggered. Going to get the heal though. Shapeshifting, holding down the barrier with Bells. Uses the passive. Going to get it out, but Carmine still has possession, is staggered, and is going to get KO'd by Bells there with the core flip. Banish coming out from Vaughn here, trying to secure this possession. Going to force the flip out from Pensando. Zaxmac goes for the Giga into Barrage combo. No res needed there. Not connecting with Bells, who picks up a couple of orbs and is now back at full HP. Or just moving super fast now in overtime. These rune pillars, as well as these now abilities. Don't mention the Alice expanse, just hitting the core super fast. Zaxmac with the flip, does burn it immediately, trying to get the score up to his brawler, who is kind of just having to 1v2 versus Vaughn and shapeshifting in the backline.
Oh. Yeah, that's a sign of desperation that you often see, is when you're flipping on your own half to just try to get the semblance of a chance of a scoring attempt. That's how you know that you're in deep water.
Yeah, trying not to drown here is Modern Magic. Just great double goalie here from Pensando and Zaxmac, but the pillar from Vaughn is going to send that perfectly at the bottom corner, so-called puffy angle there, as you see Bells hitting a little emote there, congratulating Vaughn for that pillar. It's plays like that that really have cemented Vaughn as kind of this rune mastermind this season.
Yeah, and the thing about Clarion is when you're losing on this map, it sort of feels like you're trapped in a cage and you can't get out. When you are losing on this map, it feels so bad because there's just nothing you can do. But looks like Modern is trying to trap them in the cage here in the top corner.
Yeah, trying to get into that corner, just don't have the resources to keep it there. Carmine gonna have to burn his elusive to avoid that Banish, taking a ton of damage now from Zentaro, and you kind of see it again. We said they were gonna have to core control their way out, but S.A.D.B.O.I.S capitalizing off of these Banishes, capitalizing off of the damage, but there's the Giga Blast. Zaxmac, the second Giga Blast KO of the game, so fighting back here, Modern Magic, in terms of KOs this game.
Yeah, the Kazan on this map is one thing that has been historically very strong, playing for that speed and size, trying to get as many strike forces as possible, and S.A.D.B.O.I.S actually almost lost to Scyther 12, I believe 2 NASLs ago on this map. So we'll see if they have a repeat of that this game.
Yeah, that Scyther 12 Kazan game, legendary in the tales of NASL here. Carmine trying to primary that, trying to get it through, but shapeshifting again. Usually it's kind of commonly thought of that Kazan counters Atlas here, but shapeshifting kind of just playing really well in these corners, not letting this core kind of float out in front of him where, you know, Carmine can hook it away. Just playing really hard in these corners. S.A.D.B.O.I.S just denying the open space here from the Kazan.
Yeah, it really seems like they don't really have enough range to crack the Atlas. If they had more like ranged characters to crack the Atlas, it might be easier, since Kazan is obviously very melee and short ranged.
Yeah, I like Kazan best paired with something like an Amy, a Juno, an Estelle, something like that here. Zaxmac getting low though. B.O.I.S stops the core, then glides forward as it goes off the primary with the passive. Beautiful play from B.O.I.S to cut through the defense of Modern Magic.
Let's see, as we load into this draft, there's a lot of speed awakenings. So there is a win con for Kazan to play for here, and Vaughn opting for Hot Shot over Fight or Flight, Stagger Slugger, or Glass Cannon, which are the normal choices for midfield.
Yeah, he's going to go the Hot Shot here. I think he just kind of wants to keep this core up. They already have a lot of core control, but speed is dangerous here, right? Giving Kai that Fight or Flight now gets that Glass Cannon. That's going to be huge here for the side of S.A.D.B.O.I.S. But in turn, Modern Magic picking up all the speed allows S.A.D.B.O.I.S to deny the last 2 speed awakenings from the Kazan, who ends up getting an explosive entrance, something that, you know, can be good in a vacuum for Kazan to pick up, but not what you really want to see here if you're Carmine.
Yeah, 4 speed awakenings picked up in total this draft. Really shows just how powerful speed is in this meta.
Yep, and there he is. That's the difference between this Atlas and the Now, right? You think of them both as healing characters, but only Atlas can save you, right, from that that banished pillar. On such low stagger there, Carmine just going to be taken out, and now S.A.D.B.O.I.S mounting another offensive attempt, shapeshifting, walking up to that half, has that giant Atlas expanse in the middle to help him out, the double expanse, if you will, from S.A.D.B.O.I.S here. Pops the res, Vaughn looking low, not going to die to that Kazan ultimate there, but you see shapeshifting, getting the core back from Vaughn, kind of working it around, trying to get it out. Good collapse though from Carmine, able to score a double barrier, but then he gets banished pillared again. B.O.I.S looking to confirm this. Will miss the passive, and the ult not connecting either. Oh my goodness! It's the barrage from Zaxmac to put that in, Goomy.
Wow, the last pellet of the barrage manages to snag it. Wow, off the core flip. And one thing important to note about Shapeshifting's core flip that round is he was running into the middle, he was shoving his sexy body into the middle of the map, trying to farm his core flip meter, which is something that a lot of players don't do, and they should do more.
Yeah, farming that core flip in the middle, you see players do it, especially when they have catalysts. But it's something you can do kind of when you have some downtime, right? So as a brawler, maybe when your team is defending, you probably should help, but you can do that if your team doesn't need you to defend. And then you see shapeshifting there. The double banish, though, from Vaughn, gonna take Zaxmac and Carmine, both looking low on health and elusive, down low. And
what did he die to?
Might have been a pillar? I'm not. We're gonna have to. Someone's gonna have to clip that. But the pillar from Vaughn here in the corner, not gonna be able to get it. Does core flip to keep control, and yes, finds that second barrier here. Core rolling back to shapeshifting. Oh, the nice secondary there to keep the core forward. These pillars from Vaughn just having so much core control. Not getting the core speed out of this hot shot, but just the CDR alone, I think, is making it worth it for him right now.
Yeah, Atlas coming out to flashbang the enemies. That is a trick a lot of Atlas players do when there's no KOs happening, is they use that ultimate to sort of distract the enemy team and make progress on the point.
Yeah, and there you see B.O.I.S just sliding it in again, bottom corner. Just a beautiful angle there. Another pillar KO here from Vaughn. Root actually having some really great kill confirm as he just double pillars on kickoff. Carmine now is so low. They're going to try and deny him some healing, right? They're kind of positioning around this orb. You see shapeshifting ends up being the one to deny it. Carmine, though, looking healthy, back up, full HP here. Atlas might not have that res, but now does, right? Now has that healing ability on her ultimate. Gonna get Carmine back up here. They're just doing so much damage. S.A.D.B.O.I.S just kind of hitting the core forward, and then once it's past half, they're just kind of hitting Carmine.
Yeah, that was a very interesting thing that just happened there. B.O.I.S used his ultimate, which would have firmed the kill on Carmine, to go for the scoring attempt while his back half worked on Carmine, which is a very interesting stylistic choice, where they're leaving it only to Vaughn and shapeshifting to take the kill while B.O.I.S tries to score.
Yeah, kind of some anti-synergy there, if you will. Kind of trusting, B.O.I.S trusting his backline to get the KO, and his backline trusting him to kind of win that 1v2 almost against Pensando and Zaxmac, but he's going to get the first barrier here. The passes between S.A.D.B.O.I.S here. Interrupted, though, by the banish from Vaughn. B.O.I.S getting it up to that pillar. Beautiful placement there from Vaughn, just getting that second barrier. B.O.I.S now going to be the one that's staggered, but no! Zaxmac's going to barely miss it, and Vaughn puts it in again.
Wow, great job from the forward duo of S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They've been playing together for 3 years now, almost, and it shows. That was some great teamwork from them.
Yep, the S.A.D.B.O.I.S synergy, you can never underestimate it. It's so hard to deal with here. Carmine just taking the brunt of that kind of core control, right? Not really having access to that core as much, taking a lot of damage. See there the flip from Vaughn right to B.O.I.S, who's able to get the double barrier. Then the bandage comes in, then the pillar. B.O.I.S trying to get in there with the passive primary. Can't do it though, dashes up. Pensando able to clear it out, though. Nice clear from Pensando here. Pops the secondary as well. Carmine, though, just not able to win these interactions in the midfield. Zaxmac with the barrage. Nice way to get it out. The pillar, though, keeps possession. These pillars doing such work here for S.A.D.B.O.I.S, keeping the score up. B.O.I.S looking low on stagger. Does have that stagger swagger and the Atlas ult pop, so no worries there. Gonna work his way towards this core flip and maybe use that to score.
Flip coming out from shapeshifting to try to get it up to BOIS, and oh, the kill combo denied by Carmine. And one thing about this Atlas pick is it makes it so that Carmine, a player who thrives off counterplay and outplaying his opponents, never mind, I was going to say that Atlas completely negates all counterplay from the other team, but Carmine proving them wrong as B.O.I.S puts it in with the flip.
Yeah, that's tough. Carmine finding that double barrier there past the Atlas, but it's B.O.I.S with the core flip who puts it in past Pensando. A little bit of a tempo swing there. Just before it gets back to him, has flip. That's what brawlers do. They get it done. Vaughn here, the first in the draft. Imagining something like an extra special. Okay, it's going to be a prime time. Rune really has such great awakenings this draft. Zentaro opting for that extra special. Yeah, that's something that B.O.I.S talks about a lot. A lot of Zentaro players, including myself, think is really great on him. Is that extra special, especially on something like a perfect form start where you have this kind of infinite cooldowns. You can farm that ultimate, but Atlas gonna deny the twin drive here and instead offer that timeless creator. Kazan getting that second size awakening though, GOOMY, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, as we said before, the win con would be size and speed for Kazan. As the kill combo comes out, that is not how I taught you, Vaughn. Get back in the practice pool. I would have killed there.
GOOMY would have killed there with that double pillar combo off of the banish. That large primary from Carmine maybe would have taken B.O.I.S out if he had an elusive. Only John Odyssey knows, but here's Zaxmac defending in the corner from B.O.I.S who dashes in, not gonna be able to secure the barrier, but this expanse at half field, another banished pillar again. Carmine just so low, not being able to participate in core control. Zaxmac, Pensando losing. These pillars are so massive from Vaughn, just placing them in front of the core, and B.O.I.S capitalizing with the goal.
Yeah, I mean, S.A.D.B.O.I.S are just completely aura maxing here on the offense, outplaying the entire enemy team at all stages, and Vaughn's rune pillars are exquisite. Hyperblink coming out from B.O.I.S. We haven't seen that in a minute.
Try to get a little cheeky there with the ult cancel. That does place your ult on cooldown, so maybe not a little worth there from B.O.I.S, but they do find the first barrier. Getting a little cheeky here. Shapeshifting, back, having to defend. Easy clear for him. Through that side street. Zaxmac here with the flip, right? And there's the expanse, just denying that corner pressure. From Modern here. Carmine trying to get it through. Does get the bottom barrier. But Vaughn here almost has his core flip. The Atlas res coming out.
Flashbang.
Yep, the flashbang. They are worried about that KO pressure from the Kazan. That is one way that Carmine can get involved here, but Atlas kind of shutting that down so far, GOOMY.
Yeah, really well played from S.A.D.B.O.I.S. They're not both of them using flip, understanding that Vaughn would flip there. And B.O.I.S just completely dicing up the enemy team on the offense. Kill potentially coming out here.
Yep, Zaxmac gonna win a crucial couple of strike wars there. Forces the flip out from shapeshifting and one on the barrier. Great play from Zaxmac is gonna get taken out though. So now it's Modern Magic who have to defend here, but this Kazan at midfield can do a lot of work. Now Rune has it in the corner with the pillar, but Pensando and Carmine able to clear it out once again. Carmine having to win these strike wars. B.O.I.S flips in the corner and gets it through all three members of Modern Magic for it to go to match point here. Really well played by S.A.D.B.O.I.S.
Yeah, I mean, S.A.D.B.O.I.S really showed up to play today, picking their best characters and showing the enemy team how it's done. With shapeshifting coming in and filling some big shoes and you already lose and locking in that Atlas.
Not over yet though. We see the double banish coming out, but it's evaded by Zaxmac, who's doing a lot of work in these corners to get it out. Carmine finds barrier one, not able to find the second one. Pops up, tries to get the strike through, but it's just the primary from Atlas. Gonna deny that celestial expansion. It's just so massive here. On the bounce castle in these corners, Atlas just having such an easy time to clear it. Now it's Pensando's turn, defending against B.O.I.S. Finds the secondary, but it's Vaughn who finds the KO, I believe, onto Carmine. So now B.O.I.S and Vaughn in the corner with these pillars, with his Zentaro, but it's cleared away again by Zaxmac. Modern Magic fighting for their life here on this final point, but they know, they give in, they lose the last barrier. They still have hope here. Carmine is back. They're able to regain possession here, trying to get it through. Vaughn with the pillar in this corner, just trying to get it past his Carmine. Using all of his abilities, Zaxmac trying to look aggressive here, trying to run up, but Atlas has everything. Pensando here, just trying to get it clear. It's going around, it's going to go around. This Clarion little loop where on the bounce castle just goes around. Shapeshifting, having to get nifty here for the clear, but doesn't find it. Carmine finds the barrier. Z.A.B.O.I.S trying to get it through with Barrage. Giga Bells dashing through, doesn't connect with the core. Carmine finds possession here, has the hook, has the strike, has the dash, shape-shifting Vaughn, flip at the same time. Vaughn punishing the flip with a banished pillar there. Bells here trying to get position for the core flip, finds the kill on Carmine with the passive. Has the core flip here, but Z.A.B.O.I.S denying it beautifully. Places the top, finds the pillar. Oh, it's Z.A.B.O.I.S!
He's gliding all over the rifts. Oh my god.
Z.A.B.O.I.S with the point of his life. Modern Magic on their last line of defense and just taking over, find that 1v2 man down against S.A.D.B.O.I.S, but no, Bells right back at it. He says, we're not going out like that. Takes both barriers, ringing the bell, as they say.
Yeah, really well played from S.A.D.B.O.I.S, not getting demoralized by Z.A.B.O.I.S completely fisting them on the back half.
Z.A.B.O.I.S definitely striking the core really well that last point. Pensando here, trying to clear it away, has that glass cannon, has that speed to really pursue a lot of core control here. Almost gets punished though by Bells, who has to elusive of his own from Carmine. Vaughn though moving up here with these pillars, with a Centauro, forcing to use Pensando's flip. Able to clear it away though. Now Modern Magic have possession here in the corner. Z.A.B.O.I.S working it to Carmine, shapeshifting, able to clear it away without using flip. Now it's back to S.A.D.B.O.I.S having possession in this corner. Vaughn to Bells. Pensando clears it away though, really locking down these corners.
Yeah, S.A.D.B.O.I.S really showing that they do not want to go off before playoffs. And let's see if Modern can hold here in the 2v3 to keep their playoff hopes alive. And Pensando missing the strike! S.A.D.B.O.I.S secure their 6th seed of playoff spot! And that's a W for the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah, just Pensando barely missing that strike there. The banished double pillar from Vaughn, like you taught him, taking out Z.A.B.O.I.S there. Z.A.B.O.I.S kind of holding that comp together with all of that speed, those fight or flight strikes, that barrage, and just falling there. Pensando not able to defend, holding so well all game, but ultimately the pressure mounted from S.A.D.B.O.I.S and like you said, that clinches their spot in playoffs. So we'll be seeing S.A.D.B.O.I.S not miss their first playoff spot in the history of NASL. Going to be coming in here, I believe, at the 6th seed. So congratulations.
Yeah, really dominant win from the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, completely dominating them in KOs in game 1 and really showing them how it's done on the core control game 2. Modern really did not have too many signs of life, despite Z.A.B.O.I.S, Pensando, and Carmine's best efforts. Really well played to them. They had a great back half of the season, and yeah.
Yeah, you had that kind of roster reconstruction here from the side of Modern Magic, and they definitely made some waves. Pensando, Z.A.B.O.I.S kind of stepping up. You see Z.A.B.O.I.S leading the lobby in redirects here, trying his best on that Kai. Had a valiant performance there. Same could be said of both Pensando and Carmine. Great seasons, honestly, out of this Modern Magic team. But ultimately, S.A.D.B.O.I.S dominance continues, and they're able to regain their footing here and make it into the playoffs. The question remains, I believe in 2 weeks, right? Is playoffs 2 weeks, Jimmy? Did I have that correct?
I believe there is usually a break between the last season or the last week and playoffs, so I would assume so. But we'll have to take a look at the schedule.
We've seen shapeshifting in kind of the last, or not in the last 2 games, but in 2 out of the 3 games in this last kind of bracket of 3 games here. So we'll see how informed You Already Lose is going into playoffs. That's going to be a really big factor. Kind of elevate S.A.D.B.O.I.S to be able to compete with those other playoff teams. Shapeshifting kind of locking in the melee goalies. S.A.D.B.O.I.S opting for that more core control style, that Vaughn Bells offensive synergy. But when it really gets clicking is when You Already Lose there in the back line. Able to follow it up, able to participate in that core control and that heavy damage.
Yeah, and we finally get to know who the playoff teams will be. Round of applause for the S.A.D.B.O.I.S, EKC, Cosmic Calamities, Bozo Bunch, Demons Raw, and Showtime. Round of applause, everyone. Congratulations on making playoffs.
Those are the 6 teams going into playoffs. A valiant season all around from every NASL team. Another great season, regular season, I should say, of NASL. It's not over yet. But that's going to do it for us. Hey, thanks everyone for watching. We'll be right back for the post show. I'm THREEZY. That's GOOMY. And yeah, any last words, GOOMY?
Thank you everyone for tuning in. That was a blast to cast, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final post show of the regular season. I'm here with three of the winners from today, three of the teams that have qualified for the playoffs, two of them who were in must win matches to qualify. And first, I think we'll go to Joker, the one who had a little bit less pressure. Of course, sitting at first seed now, thanks to the win against Demons Raw. It was a pretty close series. What are your feelings after that one?
Yeah, I mean, feels good to win, of course. Going into this week, we didn't really have time to scrim and prep, but it was like kind of a low stakes match for us, so we weren't too pressed about it. We were like, okay, we're just gonna raw dog this, go and see if we can like still win. And yeah, it feels good to get the win and sit at the top for the first time in my career, first seed. So yeah, feels good.
Yeah, especially since it was a rematch of last season, right? That was the late in playoffs matchup that we got to see. Any early thoughts? Of course, I know that you still have to talk with your team, and you're still not like decided on who you're gonna pick. But any thoughts on the rest of playoffs? There are 5 other teams, and heading in, do you have anything you want to say?
Honestly, like all these teams are like pretty good. I think anybody can beat anybody. Of course, like there's the standout people like Demons who are historically really good in playoffs, as well as S.A.D.B.O.I.S. So we expect to see them later on. But there's also like new talents as well that can like surprise people. Of course, Com being the main one, and EKC's been to grands before as well, so we're not going to take them lightly. And Bozo's taken us to game 3 before last season, so we're not going to take them lightly either. But yeah, everybody looks strong this season as well, and the playoffs are no slouch. Everybody is just gonna bring their A game, so I'm excited.
Yeah, and next up, Gret from the Bozo Bunch, 2-1 over return to form, and some of those games went down to the final point, the final strike. Anything you want to say about that series?
Well, that was probably the most like stressful series I've played ever. And it's not even remotely because of the stakes. It's just like the way they play. The style of it. It was like, I have to like be like 100% locked in the entire time playing versus them. Um, they were playing super well. I think it's a shame they can't make playoffs too, because I was rooting for them as like the most outside of ourselves to make it.
And sitting as the 5th seed in the loser side now, what team do you think you're looking forward to facing? Because the entire bracket depends on the choice that Showtime makes, of course. But if you had to pick a team that you wanted to face, whether it's because you think that they're the best match for you, or whether you still want to fight them in the playoffs, just to throw a name out there.
It's Cosmic Calamities at EKC. Cosmic Calamities, I think we have probably the highest chance of beating, just the way our teams work, but we did like really bad in week 1 versus EKC. We got like double 9-0'd. So I want to try my hand against them again because I think we'll probably do a lot better this time. I'll be okay with either one falling down to us.
All right. And Vaughn, the S.A.D.B.O.I.S 2-0 over Modern Magic. Bit of a different situation than the S.A.D.B.O.I.S are usually in, a must-win to finish the season like this. And you reminded me when I messaged you, this is like the first time the S.A.D.B.O.I.S are on the post show since week 1 or something. What
Yeah,
happened?
we suck. We suck. This is my first post show of the season. So I think so in NASL 3, we at the start of the season I said like, yeah, we're gonna take it easy and probably not do super well, but we'll like turn up for playoffs. And then we finished 5-4 and made playoffs. And then this season that was not the plan. We're figuring it out as we go. So we made playoffs as a first step, and I'd like to shout out Shape because he was always ready to play when we need him because Kale's been really busy. I'd also like to shout out Modern Magic because they rescheduled, and it's not. I mean, I've never successfully been able to reschedule a game when I've needed to. I think teams are a bit like I understand people are busy and plan in advance, so a lot of times it's not easy to coordinate. So I want to shout out Showtime, Demons Raw, Modern Magic for helping us reschedule our game. Because I actually didn't know if we could field a roster if we didn't. It was like looking a little dicey. So I just wanted to make sure I said that before you say anything else, Saya. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah, and S.A.D.B.O.I.S being the 6th seed, I feel like we've been in this place before, right? Of course,
We have
might be less predicted than last time, but heading into playoffs, what are your thoughts on how NASL has changed over the years, and of course this season being competitive
whoa.
until the very end?
Over the years. Holy moly. Oh god, that sounds weird, but it's true. Compared to, well, I was just talking about this the other day, like a couple hours ago, where not everyone in chat might know this, but in season 1 of NASL and some of season 2, you couldn't select your maps. And so when a new map would come out, like they hadn't all been released yet. Like I remember when Demon Deus came out, and you would just pray that you got a scrim on the map because you couldn't choose the map. So there were weeks where teams would low roll and they would roll a map they couldn't practice or learn, and you'd have to learn it like in the match because you're like, oh, we only got Demon Deus one time this week, one single time, and it just came out 2 weeks ago. Good luck, guys. Let's figure it out. So I think the level of competition has increased with the tools that have been given out. So shout out to Audi for continually giving us more to use. And then the level of play has improved a lot. I used to, I mean, not trying to be any like disrespectful to former competitors, but it definitely felt like some weeks I would just show up in autopilot and it was just like guaranteed I would win. And now I feel like every single team I have to show respect to. And I want to double down also on what Gret said, because RTF, I'm like legit glad they did not make playoffs, because that team is super scary. I mean, I wanted them to make playoffs. Like, in an ideal world, they exist somewhere in the playoff space. That team is super scary, like really, really scary. I did not want to fight them again, and that goes for a lot of teams in the league. I think that all 6 of the playoff teams have a chance to win, and I think that's fascinating because it's very often that does not feel like the case. So I'm looking forward to playoffs, and I'm glad that we were able to clinch it. And last, like, shout out before I end that segment too, is I'd like to shout out Carmine. Speaking of improving gameplay, uh, like almost 2 years ago now, like in 2023, I was like, I don't know, Carmine knows this, but I've always been a big Carmine fan. I think he's been on the come up, and I would not be surprised next season if he earns a NASL playoff spot if he keeps playing. I've been really like happy with how he's improved. And it's really cool to see. Like, it was really cool for us to play each other in a NASL match after like years of me being like, I'm waiting, like I know he's good enough. So it was really cool to have that moment because I really like him as a player. So I'm looking forward to playoffs. So yeah.
All right. Usually I end it here because this season's been the season of fast post shows, but I have one more segment for this one. And that segment
Okay.
is All Pros coming up. And All Pro votes have always been a little bit contentious, so now's the time. You can campaign for yourself and one other person. Who do you think deserves to be any award All Pro? Just like one yourself and one other person. Joker, you can start.
Mm, well, I just hope everybody on my team gets onto an All Pro because we're first seed and everything, and it'd be cool if one of us gets like MVP or something as well. But hey, I'm just focused on the playoffs right now, and whatever happens, the awards happens.
All right, Gret.
I think I have to say this season, just from what I've been seeing, I'd honestly have to say Snake. He's been like super impressive in the matches I've been watching and the scrims I've been playing versus him. He's like super impressive to me every time I watch him play, and there's a lot of like decisions I'm seeing him make in game, and then I like think about it and I'm like, oh, that's why. So yeah, I feel like he's ahead of me in that. Honestly, he's super good.
Right. Well, Vaughn, you already shouted out Carmine, but any
Uh,
thoughts?
yeah, I'll say 2 players. I was so concerned about making playoffs. I have not given All Pro literally a second thought, which I was just so like, oh my God, please let us make playoffs. Please, God, it's going to be so awkward if we finally get to land and we miss playoffs. So I think the 2 that stick out to me when I give it some thought is one, I think Cardbox has a very big, well, okay, let's be honest. I think all of Cosmic Calamity's players probably should get an All Pro nod, but like an MVP that sticks out to me is Cardbox. I think that guy's been a bit of a machine, and he has improved a ton over the last like 6 months, like a ton in a good way. I'm very happy that he's been playing at the level that he is, and I think another candidate I would give MVP to is honestly probably Huss. Those 2 feel like front runners to me, and not just because they're tied with the best record, but I think it's very indicative when you have a player that their teammates can't make it. They can play multiple roles, midfield brawler, lots of different characters, like always there. I don't really feel like I've ever seen Huss have a bad game this season. And that's really difficult to do, to consistently show up and be like, oh yeah, like I have not underperformed the whole season. I think that's more impressive than having like a pop off game a couple times and then like losing when you shouldn't. When I say shouldn't, I would like project you to win. So that's the consistency is more impressive because this season's been going on for months now, and it's multiple meta shifts, multiple patches, 2 years. Cool. So those are the 2 that I think of. I hope everyone that feels like they earned a spot gets one, but obviously that's not going to happen because it's such a contentious season. So I'm chilling. I would rather not make All Pro and win because last season I got MVP and then we then we choked out. So I'm chill with whatever. But I'd like to see one of the 2 players that I voted maybe win MVP. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, my bout's gonna be tough. I have
Yeah.
This season's way too competitive. Like
It's hard.
it's harder every season, but gotta close things out. So it's time for shout outs and anything that you want to say before we leave. Say goodbye. The regular season's over, and 5 seasons of this. That's a little crazy. So Joker, anyone you want to shout out? Anything you want to say?
I mean, I always say this every time. Of course, shout out to all the players. Of course, shout out to my teammates, the usual. Shout out to Vaughn for the kind words just now too. But also just shout out to Bestie and Slot. Like I always have to make sure to shout you guys out. I'm just so grateful. You guys do all this cool stuff for us. Like every week I get to come have fun. Like I met all these cool people. We're gonna go to another land. I get to meet more new people. It's just like this is such a nice thing to have in my life, honestly. And like even stuff like stats too. Like we get to see our stats, and all this is just for free. Like I couldn't ask for anything more from you guys. So thank you so much for just like running all this every time. And hopefully, if there's another season, I'll be there as well and keep participating because everything you guys do for us. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well, we don't do many ad reads, so I'll do one right now. The best way to support us while also getting something cool is that link in the bottom right, shop.bestionslot.com or bestien.shop. That redirect works now. Yeah, wow. That's so awkward. We don't do that too often.
It's deserved this time.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll do an ad read whenever you want, Saya. You just say the word, and I'm your guy. I'm your shiller. But anyway,
Yeah, next up, Gret. Anyone you want to shout out? Anything you want to say?
Well, of course, I'm gonna shout out my teammates. They're so good. I mean, they are super receptive to the way I like look at the game, and we're always talking about it, like the way we're playing, and trying to improve on that. And yeah, just constantly iterating and iterating. And I think any other teammates that are like less flexible, I think wouldn't I don't think we would make playoffs if they didn't have that like room to look at the game and ask like what's going on wrong right now. And also everyone that scrims with us. We did a lot more scrimming this season than we usually do. And I think that is absolutely one of the reasons behind our I think we did well this season, honestly. Our record was 5-4. The way I'm feeling is a lot better than 5-4. I feel very good at the game right now, and I think my teammates are also very good at the game right now. I have very high hopes for us. And I'll give one big shout out to Hook Resets, because he's so chill. He's constantly, like, even after the series, he's DMing me about, like, just rooting for me in playoffs and talking about it, and he's so chill, man. I love that guy.
All right, finally, Vaughn. Last post show of the regular season. Anyone want to shout out? Anything you want to say before we head off?
I do. I'd like to shout out a couple names. Let me just read them off real quick. JT, Yoshi64, Cairo, A's Weeba or something, and ZZZ. And you're probably wondering, like, oh, Vaughn, why did you shout out those names? Well, it's because they are the artists that made the NASL 5 collection over at shop.bestionslot.com. Make sure to pick up your merch today. I will be celebrating playoffs by finally ordering the Finny mouse pad, which I have been eyeing for ages and I haven't. And so be like me, guys, and buy some shit. So a couple like niche ones, but have been more relevant for me recently. I feel like there's been a lot of support that I've gotten for people that I don't necessarily interact with a lot, but I really appreciate. Like I won't list like all of them, but one especially is like a lot of the players in the EU community. I don't even know. It's pretty late for them, so none of them might not even be like listening. But like SMG or like Yodsman or obviously Venom, who's like been our coach before, or like Lucas, or there's a lot of different ones at Suro. Like a lot of those people are really like kind to me, which is super cool, and it gives me a bit of confidence because they'll like ping us about like, oh, you guys should go live and stream your run, or like what have you been playing recently. So I actually really appreciate that because it feels like I have this like small group that I don't like. I'll watch their games, they'll watch my games, and like we'll like exchange kind words. So I actually really like that, and I'll also shout out um my teammates. Whoa, guys, I'm so cool and unique. I'm gonna steal from everyone else. I really enjoy my teammates. Shocker, because we've teamed together for almost 2 straight years. So for Ali and I, actually over 2 years straight now, and then Caleb about like a year and almost 2. So shout out to them, and shout out Shape and Mystic, all our subs. We've had a lot of weeks where we've had to have subs. So I appreciate that. This is the first season in my entire career that I played all NASL games. This is the only one. I made it to all 9 weeks, guys. I'm really proud. Yes. And then shout out Vestine Slot, because I don't know like how many more of these we have, and so I really treasure each one, and I know how much goes into it because I get a glimpse behind the curtain when I run my little like dumb tournaments that they essentially run for me, and it's so much work and so much time. So I really appreciate all of that. So shout out to that, and then also shout out to RTF one time again, because they had a beastly season, and they're the team that's probably impressed me the most. Them in Calamities. So I wanted to shout out those teams as well. So that's that. That's all I got to say.
All right, and with that, thank you everyone for watching the 5th season of the North American Strikers League. There probably will be a 6th, but for now, playoffs is coming up. Thank you for playing in yet another season. Thank you for watching another season, and yeah, we'll see you pretty soon for NASA, where the playoffs race is also at its conclusion.